back somersault with 3 twists, a triple twist as opposed to a double back somersault. All of these have their different difficulty rating, but certainly triple twist, one of the most complex dismounts possible.
Well, let's see how USA go in comparison to China on the uneven bars. Shawn Johnson coming up with a score of 15.375. So the judges pleased with that. She goes ahead of He Ning, certainly. Interesting competition. And so good to see more than just a couple of countries in contention. Now, Federica Macri of Italy. One of the teams I think that brings so much interest and glamour to the competition, Vince, always.
Yes, the Italians have had some fantastic results, led by their world champion Vanessa Ferrari, the leading Western European country, and not only a superstar but also great team backup. Macri, great performance in the qualification. They've really gone from strength to strength and confidence.
Ferrari will be here to defend her all-round title.
So the current European team champions, Italy. Relatively small gymnastic program, but very focused.
A couple of errors so far for Macri, just a little touch outside the area, then that spin going off axis.
Selling it well, good performance quality. Very difficult to accrue high tariff on this apparatus. That's a cracking double pike dismount to finish off.
Well, an entertaining routine yet again. We've spoken about this before, but very often you just get taken away by the athlete's performance. You're not concerning yourself with the machinations of what the judges are looking at. You're just enjoying what you're seeing, and Macri certainly falls into that category. Chance to catch up with Isbasa's score. Remember that dismount coming up a little short, but she did enough during the routine to convince the judges. 15.425 a score for her. Remember, a lot of these rankings we're seeing are still intermediate rankings, and they will change dramatically. The teams will swing from 4th and 1st places depending on how many other athletes are through in the other part of the rotation. Anastasia Liukin, another big name from this US squad. Another powerful athlete.
This is my favourite athlete and apparatus, and she certainly was exceptional in the first competition. Here her teammates talking to her. Sometimes loses form on that Ginger, but manages to squeeze her legs together there. It's a second big release. Long routine this. Keeps going, more turns, flies into that high pack salto. Really great elegance and flair. Had trouble with the double straight dismount, but has changed direction.
Well, the crowd liked it. I wonder what the judges will think. She's a slightly taller athlete, Vince. There are compromises in that routine.
I think it's very refreshing for gymnastics that taller athletes are allowed to show that they have exceptional qualities of line and elegance to bring to the apparatus. There's one particular downswing before her Ginger somersault where potentially there's view for judges' penalty on her leg form as she passes the low bar. But look at that flight, really stunning.
So both Liukin and Johnson through on the uneven bars so far for the USA in this second rotation. Macri's score, well, 14.125, so the errors in that routine did count against her in the end.
There's that first tumble, that double back with a full turn, called a full in back out. Very well landed.
Kathleen Lindor on the vault for France. Well, we talked a lot, didn't we, with the head coach of France, in Aarhus last year in Denmark, and he was very concerned about the future of the French programme. 14.725. Rather like Romania, problems with strength in depth.
There's that Yushchenko 1.5 twist, and a very creditable performance by the French team in the preliminary championships. Brought them in a high ranking, just behind the GB team.
Yukin, what a score. Judges loved it, 16.375, and that is a massive performance from Yukin. That will certainly change things on the overall rankings. Now, we talk about stars coming to these championships. Karolina Ponor is most definitely one of those stars, one of the biggest names in the world of gymnastics. And still competing for this Romanian team. I suspect, Vince, largely because of a lack of younger athletes coming through.
Yeah, you're spot on there. Had retired. Triple Olympic gold medalist, phenomenal gymnast. Never managed to be a great bar worker, so just working 3 apparatus, the vault, beam and floor, but making an enormous contribution to the Romanian team, and just so stable as I speak. Just a little penalty there, probably a 0.1, but
just holds it.
That'll definitely be a 0.3. Judges take penalties 1, 3 or 5, or 8 for a fall, 0.8 if you leave the apparatus or fall on it. A double spin, a very unusual element, but again will be penalised. Her name could mean it's only a 1, but I would have thought that's a 0.3 error.
Some heavy subpatellar strapping for Ponor, just indicating maybe a bit of tendinitis for her.
Has always suffered with knee problems.
Well, very graceful dismount, not quite the technicality of some of the other athletes, but that's a good solid team performance from Ponor. She will just be kicking herself for some of those very obvious errors. Now we're going to have a chance to look at the scores after rotation 2, the definitive rankings, and that may have cost Romania quite heavily.
As I've said before, immense pressure on this competition. Just no room for any fractional errors. You can slide from first position to the bottom of the pile.
So Ponor's routine comes to an end. 15.625. Reputation counts for a lot in this sport from time to time. Ponor deserves it. Let's have a look at these rankings then, and look at that. The USA's work on the uneven bars has pushed them to the top of the tree. USA lead Russia. From China, we'll take a break. Rotation 3 to come.